Hello there, and you're very welcome to my podcast, Gray and Angles. My name is Aderisola, and I'm very excited to be having this podcast. I'm very excited to have you watching me. I'm super grateful that you thought to click on the link. Maybe someone shared it with you, maybe I shared it with you, but I'm just super thankful because there's so many podcasts out there. But here we are, Gray and Angles. Yay! You're welcome to my world. All right, so basically this is going to be an introductory video. It's going to be an episode where I'm just going to introduce the whole idea of Gray and Angles. How did I get here? Not so much about me per se, but more about the concept of the show and what I intend to do with it. All right, I'll get straight into it. Gray and Angles for me basically means that life is not black and white. There are so many gray areas. And then how you view life, how you treat people, how you do the things that you do are based off of the fact that you are viewing things from your own angle, while someone else is viewing from their own angle. That's putting it mildly and simply. So basically that's the idea behind Gray and Angles. But then there must be something that brought me to this whole idea. And I'll give you a background. I'm a graduate of philosophy from Obafemi Awolowo University. Whoop, whoop. All right, so I graduated and I studied philosophy for 4 years. And prior to that, I had absolutely no idea what philosophy was all about. I'm not even sure I heard about the course. Everyone was doing economics and doing medicine and doing so many other things. But then you just want to get into school. So I was offered philosophy and I was like, okay, whatever it is, we're going to do it and get a degree. All right. Fast forward to 1 year after that, I tried again. I wanted to study law and then I got offered philosophy again. I'm like, okay, this must be a sign. And then here we are today. I cannot get out of that world of philosophy. So if you're wondering what is philosophy, like I wondered a couple of years back, basically it is the love of knowledge or love for knowledge. And this, is quite, it's huge, just saying love of knowledge. Okay, then what? But back in the days, Western philosophy, was influenced by so many powerful men, and one that stood out for me was Socrates. Socrates was a teacher. He wasn't a writer. So everything that we have that's been handed over to us by Socrates, came from his students, people who listened to him. I dare say, Jesus Christ in Christian religion, Jesus did not write, but we know so much about him because people around him wrote things about him, about what he did, what he said, how he behaved. So basically that's how Socrates' story too was. So while I was in school, 2 seconds before that, before I got into philosophy, naturally I am someone who looks at things critically. I'm someone who loves deep critical reasoning, so that's always been my world. I've always been someone who would see a line of soldier ants and I would not just walk past it. I would be like, these ants, look at how organized they are. They are achieving a lot. If you break them, they would hurt you. Why can't human beings be like this? I see the bigger picture, the smaller picture. I break it down. I build it up. My mind is super busy. I dare call it a powerhouse. I don't look at things and just walk past them. I think that just living life and just going, like Socrates said, we're not better than animals if we are just here to procreate, eat, drink, and then die. There has to be some substance, there has to be a purpose, there has to be a why. And that is one thing I learned with philosophy. You have, we get into the examination hall and they ask you, what is truth? And you have to write 5 pages, 6 pages, 10 pages. You might wonder, how are we supposed to figure that out? And, how does that even concern anybody? That's your business, But then it taught me to pull and push and go back and forth. Like my Yoruba people will say, ka dale, ka tunsha. It means throw it all down and pull it all together again. Where am I going with all of this? In life, I have discovered that, when we sit back and we analyze everything that influences our everyday decisions, we just might find out that we are doing things for, I dare say, would I say wrong reasons? Or maybe no reasons at all. We just pick up stereotypes, we pick up cultural beliefs, we pick up things, and we're just going and going and going like zombie mode, We're not stopping to think about it. Why do I believe in this? Why am I treating people this way? We're just going through the motions, and I don't think that's enough, I basically want to invite you to come into my world. And like Socrates taught, his own style of argument, as it were, is called meiotics, and that's midwife. That's, I think it's a Greek word. I stand to be corrected. That means midwife. I hear his mom was a midwife. And what does that do? He believed that, in going back and forth on matters of life, ethics, logic, metaphysics, everything, science, it helps you to come out or to birth new ideas. Yes. So the whole idea of gray and angles, it's to midwife new ideas. Why are we the way we are? Why do we make these decisions? Why are things this way? Why is nature like this? The biggest one that most people run away from is there a God? Why do we believe in this God? Why is your God better than mine? Why is my God more superior to yours? Science, facts, existence, ethics, virtues, values, purpose, all these things you might say, I beg, I just want to make money and move on with my life, man. Don't disturb my head. You keep thinking while I keep doing. I dare say that, look, in pursuit of happiness, which you and I, we know that everybody just wants to be happy, right? In our everyday lives, I dare say that you and I are seeking validation, we're seeking happiness, fulfillment. Yes, money, but we've heard and we know, we've heard because we don't know anything. We've heard about, people who have a lot of money and are still very miserable. So I dare say that happiness, and fulfillment are some key things that, are found that we all seek as human beings, whether you're poor, whether you are rich, you just want to be happy. You don't want to be miserable. And more often than not, life problems, come at us and it's just so overwhelming, and you just find yourself in a place of constant, I'd say, sadness, gloom. You bounce out of it, you go to this Owambe or this party next week, and then you feel better for a second. You go to church or your religious home, you go there, you practice for a bit, you come back, you talk with friends, you come back and you're sad. And I want us to be able to explore the core of our existence and the things happening around us. Why are we, what are we seeking? How do we get to that place? Why are we sad? This is not therapy. It's an exercise for me and for whoever else will be coming on the show. I want to be able to say, look, I think that we should talk about this particular topic. Why do this set of people treat this set of people this way? Let's talk about it. Why do you cook this thing this way? Why do you talk to people? Why do we all just assume some things? My people in Yoruba will say, Kilo maso. And I always joke about it and say that who is one? We are so concerned about the views of other people that so many times we kind of we are just going on based off of what we feel that will impress the crowd. And yeah, a lot of times we are in denial. You're like, I don't care what people say. Body positivity, this, that, but there's an underlying sadness sometimes, an underlying desire to be free. Of late, I've been asking myself when I want to make decisions, if I was alone in this world, what would be my decision? Would it be this same way? So I think I'm getting ahead of myself and going into topics. Basically, I just want to welcome you to my world, where we're going to be doing a lot of critical reasoning. We're going to get pretty philosophical. We're going to try to not be serious. Like this says, not just gist. So it's going to be gist galore. We're going to explore topics. We're going to talk about trends on social media. We're going to talk about things that are happening, interesting stuff. We're going to talk about science, going to talk about religion. We're going to break it down. And I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be standing for, because I don't think that, I should stand for anything. That came out wrong. But what I'm saying is this: I am not an authority in anything. I believe that everyone should have an open mind, Be more receptive of my beliefs as I am of your beliefs. Respect my beliefs as long as you're not hurting anyone, in the process. And there are some times that someone will hurt. There are some times that people would hurt. But then we just have to, no better way to say it than to dale katunsha. Let's midwife new ideas. Maybe this would help you to find that happy place, that fulfillment that you seek, that validation that we all seek from other people. Let's not lie to ourselves. We want to be happy. We want to be validated. We want to feel fulfilled. So if we are just going through the norms and going through the motions and we're just set in our ways and just living as we want to live, I'm not sure that, like Socrates said, I didn't say it, that we are better than the, lower animals, as it were, who are just eating and sleeping and doing. So, you're supposed to go to school, you're supposed to this, supposed to. Why? So this is that podcast where we're going to be asking why or how, where, more of why. I hope that, I've been able to pass my message across. I believe that I have been able to. I am excited about this journey. I look forward to having, guests come on the show and we banter about things and come out, more productive with a better insight into things, seeing things from different perspectives. Where you see 6 and I see 9, it's okay, but then we should be able to respect your own 6 and then you respect my own 9. Basically, that's what I'm saying. So not going around with dogmatic, with dogmatism at the front of our behaviors and characters, not going around with stereotypes and cultural beliefs, my way or no way, it's black or it's white. Life is full of gray areas. So I hope that with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, so that you can get notifications every time that I drop it. It's a banger. Every time that I drop it like it's hot, I want you to be the first to watch. I want you to comment. I want you to participate in everything that's going to be going on here. And like I said earlier, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave with one of Socrates' most popular statements, or nuggets. He would say that because, I'll give you a background story. Hey, God. They said that it was rumored that he was the wisest man. And then he was like, I don't know anything. And then I think he concluded that the only thing, the only thing that I know is that I know nothing. So that kind of, makes you wiser than everyone. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but then you definitely see that as we go. So I, Aderinsola, I am signing out. I'll see you next time on Gray and Angles. And remember, the only thing that I know is that I know nothing. Do not quote me anyway. Bye, guys.